You'd be surprised how often I get asked how I make my herring. Well, this is not something for everybody, not everyone likes it, but if you do like herring, you gotta give this one a try. And maybe even if you don't, maybe you'll like it. Look for a red herring, which is, I think it's called Dutch herring, at least that's what it says on this container, and it's already been pickled, sitting in, you know, onions and oil, whatever it is, and you want to remove that, rinse that off, and then you're going to cut it up. Now when you're working with herring, you do want to put gloves on because you don't want to smell like that for days. So the gloves are on, and now I'm just going to open up this package and remove the fish in there. And then I'm going to, you know, you don't have to give it a rinse actually. I'm not gonna rinse it because then it's just more of a mess. I think it's fine. If you don't, just take off some of that oil. If it is very salty, then yeah, you will wanna rinse it. You don't have to. And now we're just going to cut them into really small pieces. So we like small, so what we do is we cut them down and then again into little tiny bite-sized diced pieces. If you're sitting here watching this thinking, are you insane? Who wants to eat that? Well, a whole lot of Eastern European Jews love eating herring and our family is one of them. You know, growing up I did not like herring, but if you make it the right way, then actually it's absolutely delicious. In this herring, there are tiny, tiny, thin little bones, but those are edible. They're soft enough, so you don't have to worry about picking out any bones from there. Now we're gonna put that to the side and we're gonna dice up all of our veggies. To the herring, I'm going to add in some diced peppers. So I have here for some different colors, the yellow, the orange, and the red peppers. I also have onions here and some jalapeno. And now you wanna cut these up into dices. So what I like to do is always to cut my peppers this way. I cut the outside. Get rid of that, and then we're gonna put them to the side. I'm gonna keep cutting them all up, and then I'm gonna show you how I dice them up really simply. This is a really large pepper, so I'm probably just gonna use a little bit of it just for the color because it's pretty. And if we can make herring pretty, then I think we could do it all. And now our onion, you can use, probably gonna use about half of this onion. It's really big. For the jalapeno, it's entirely up to you. I have half jalapeno here, you can use more. But if you keep the seeds in the white part of the inside in there, then it will be spicier. We don't love it so spicy, so I am going to cut it in half and maybe remove some of that spice right there. And then I'm gonna put it into bigger chunks just because my kids would know not to eat them if I keep them bigger. I'm gonna put that right into the bowl. Remove some of that as well. Again, keep it bigger and throw that into there for flavor. Now, if there was one kitchen item I couldn't live without, it would probably be this chopper. You can cut anything that you want into smaller cubes or into bigger ones, and it gets the job done in half the time that it would be done if I did it by hand. You just wanna make sure that the peppers fit in nicely, and then this chops in seconds. My favorite thing is seeing everything chopped up so perfectly. Look at this. It's amazing. It's absolutely incredible. I'm literally obsessed with this little gadget here. Okay, and now you're just going to put it right into the bowl with the herring. When you add all these vegetables to it, it like brightens up the whole thing and it doesn't taste fishy. It really just tastes so amazing. You could handle spice, totally add more jalapeno here. It's so delicious. Now to this, you're going to add in some oil. Now you want a neutral oil here. So honestly, canola is probably one of the best ones to use, even though it's not so healthy. I personally like using olive oil, but some of my family members don't love it. You can find in some places a more neutral olive oil, and that is what I would definitely use if I could find it. You're gonna add in some black pepper. Of course, black pepper works the best here. Salt, not too much, because if this is already salted, you really don't need that much in there. And I'm using some hot paprika. You can use cayenne pepper here, or any hot pepper or chili powder that you like, a little bit of that. And now give that a mix. This isn't actually an official recipe. It's kind of just do it to what works for you and what you enjoy. But the basic idea here is to use that oil and the other spices and taste and adjust. Sometimes I add some lemon juice to this, sometimes I add a bit of garlic, and sometimes I add some more oil or even less oil. But technically, herring is supposed to be like sitting in oil, though that's not my favorite thing about this, so that's why I don't add that much. How we like it in my house is just with some simple, plain old crackers, pile it on, and devour. Enjoy! Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe, like, and share with your friends.